Alrighty, hello again. So I want to talk about nutrition. Now I know it might not be the most interesting topic to a lot of you, but I think it's worth knowing about, right? I think the reason it's worth knowing about and learning kind of why nutrition matters is because, it's almost like how in school, you were given all of these busy tasks, like just busy work, and you knew for sure that it wasn't really actually, they weren't trying to teach you anything. It was just to give you homework. They'd give you some stuff to do, and you're like, well, what's the point of this? I'm not learning anything new. It's just something to waste my time, right? And so I think that it matters. The reason why you learn something matters because if you're learning it for a specific reason, then it kind of becomes almost maybe not more fun, but a little bit more fun. It's if there's a real reason behind it, then I think that it kind of helps you throughout the process of learning it, because it gives you a more concrete idea on, okay, why am I even spending time on this? And it's your reason why, which I think is important for a lot of your life is your reason why. What's the reason? And so I think, anyway, that's kind of a side topic. Nutrition. So when you eat sugar, the reason sugar is bad for you is because I need to go faster. The reason that sugar is bad for you, and the reason that simple carbs are bad for you, is because essentially, to put it very simply, you could do a lot of research and a lot of science goes into this, but to leave it fairly simple, simple carbs and sugars and stuff like that will spike your blood sugar rapidly. And really, that the main enemy with your health and what you're eating and what you're putting in your mouth, the main enemy is a rapid spike in blood sugar. So when you eat a donut, and I know I basically always use the donut example because it's just, I don't know, that's just a common thing that people eat, and it's sugary and it's terrible for you. So when you eat a donut, it's loaded with sucrose, so it's loaded with table sugar. The sugar that tastes good, right? The stuff that you eat in candy bars, the main sugar that you think of when you think of sugar is terrible because it's such a simple molecular structure that your body breaks it down like that, like super, super easily. And wow, it's a semi-truck. And when it does that, it spikes your blood sugar levels. And when you get real big spikes in blood sugar, that's where all the problems are, right? That's where heart disease comes from. It's where diabetes. That's how you die, basically. That's how you get fat. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of problems with that. So that's the main enemy, and so it comes in different forms too, right? So if you were to just eat table sugar, we all know that table sugar is bad for you. We all know that the sugar in a donut's bad for you. We all know that Snickers are bad for you because it's loaded with sugar and all these chemicals and stuff. However, there's a whole different side to it as well. So there's simple carbs, there's carbohydrates, right? There's also within that there's simple carbs and there's complex carbs. So when you eat Wonder Bread, even though it doesn't taste like sugar, it doesn't taste like you're eating a Twinkie because there's not that sweet taste. But because it's a very simple carb, it's white bread, right? There's nothing really to it. It's just white bread. So it's made up of very simple carbohydrates, which again digest really quickly and get absorbed into your system at a rapid rate, which again spikes your blood sugar in the same way that a Twinkie would. However, if you're eating, whole wheat bread, where it's, there's just highways, by the way, this is kind of a side topic. Highways are ridiculous. On the way here, I just rode horses with my sister. But on the way here, I saw a dead dog on the highway. I saw a truckload of laundry dumped on the highway. So there's probably like a mile-long stretch of just like laundry and sheets and blankets and clothes. It was littered with crap. And I also saw a car crash too, that one's obvious. I mean, there's car crashes every time you're on the highway. But anyway, it's kind of besides the point. Highways are ridiculous. I'm a little distracted is all I'm trying to say. So complex carbs. So complex carbs, like whole wheat bread, really healthy whole wheat bread, it's made up of longer chain molecules. So longer chain, more complex molecules. What that does for you is it allows your system to, it takes your system, it's harder for your system to break that down, right? It's a more complex, longer chain molecule. There's more to it. And so it's harder for your body to to digest that, which means that it's going to take longer to do so, which means you're going to get a more even keeled, more gradual boost of energy, as opposed to a Twinkie. You get every little, you get a super rapid release. But if you're doing healthier things like that, like complex carbs, it'll enter your system in a more slow, gradual rate, right? So that's why whole wheat bread and longer chain molecules, more complex carbs are better for you, is because it's all about the rate of digestion. So if the Twinkie really fast and rapid rate of digestion, so spike of blood sugar really fast. But if you eat, like I've said this already, but I'm hammering home the point. So complex carbs, longer chain molecules, more difficult to break down, which means it takes your body longer to digest them, and you get a more even keeled energy, a boost of energy. That's why you get the crash of a Twinkie, right? Because when you eat a Twinkie, you get that boost really quick, and it also lasts for however long, half an hour, if that, and then you get that draw, you get that that dip in energy, you get the crash, right? So that's what's going on there. So when you eat healthy food, be looking for, first of all, look at the ingredients. The things that you think are healthy, right, like a protein bar or whatever, might not actually be that healthy, even though it might say natural protein or homemade natural protein bar, whatever you think it is. It doesn't matter what it's called. What matters is what's in the protein bar, obviously. So read the ingredients, and you might be surprised at that the healthy things, or like granola sometimes will do that, where it'll say nature-made granola or whatever. Yeah, nature-made, dumped with sugar in it. So check the ingredients and look at it. A lot of times you'll see the second or third ingredient is sugar, and then there you go. Now it's the same problem. You're going to get that spike, and you don't want the spike because you get diabetes, and you get cancer, and then you die. So you see what I'm saying, though? So that's kind of the reason why I think it's worthwhile learning this stuff, because if you take the time to learn the things that will essentially help you survive better, right? I think that you'll live longer if you eat better. I mean, it's just kind of general knowledge, right? So eat healthy, and you live better, and you live longer, you live more efficiently, you live stronger. I mean, it's worth spending some time on. So spend some time on it. Don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. Go figure out some of the stuff on your own. One more thing I wanted to mention too, by the way, is you might be asking, well, if sugar's bad for you, then how come everyone always says that fruit's good for you, right? So that's kind of a good question. So number one, there's a couple things. So fruit is made up of a different type of sugar. So fruit has fructose in it. That's the type of sugar that's in fruit, is fructose. So there's fructose, glucose, and sucrose. So glucose is kind of a different thing. That's kind of more with carbs. Sucrose is a combination, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, so with fructose, the sugar that you see and taste in fruit is better because, number one, fruit has fiber. So with fiber, a couple of things are going on when you have fiber. Is number one, fiber will expand and make you feel fuller faster. So it's harder to eat too much fruit. It is possible to eat too much fruit, and someone just passed me. It is possible, but it'd be so difficult to do because again, that fiber is expanding and making you feel full. So it's difficult to do that. But also, fiber slows down the rate of digestion, and so that's kind of what we're looking for again, right? So it acts similarly to a complex carb. So when you have high fiber fruit, like raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, berries tend to be higher in fruit, by the way. When you have higher fiber, you tend, it'll slow down the rate that fructose is being absorbed. And that's again a good thing, because the slower the rate, the more even keeled the energy you get. You don't get any spikes, you don't get any craziness, right? So that's one of the reasons why fruit is good for you too. But plus, it's full of like antioxidants and all the other stuff that you don't get from just normal table sugar. So fruit's good for you for that reason. There's a lot more to that, but that's kind of a general idea. So This is my longest video, by the way, by far, I think. 10 minutes, that's crazy. So that's kind of all I want to talk about was the reason why eating healthy is good, and understanding kind of the reasoning behind it, because I think it helps to know why you're learning something. In this case, I think we all kind of know for the most part, okay, why you want to eat healthy? Well, a fifth grader can tell you that. Why do you want to eat healthy? Well, it's better for your body, right? You function better, and that's all pretty basic, I think. But anyway, so sugar bad, in certain types of sugar anyway. So fructose in fruit is good. Fruit's good for you. Vegetables are good for you. Eat a lot of that. Stop eating like garbage. Avoid sugar. That might be the number one takeaway, actually, is read the ingredients. Just read the ingredients. It doesn't take that long, and you'll discover that there's a lot of crap in a lot of the things that you eat. So even things you think are healthy. So read the ingredients. That might be the number one takeaway, is look into what you're actually putting in your mouth and do a little bit of research. So, okay, that's enough rambling. Goodbye.